Hi everyone. Notes 5.3 are on angles and quadrilaterals and parallelograms. So the first question says, what do the interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to? So first of all, what even is a quadrilateral? So a quadrilateral is a four-sided shape. So it could be a square, it could be a rectangle, it could be a rhombus, it could be a parallelogram, it could be a trapezoid. It could even be just a random four-sided shape that has nothing to do with anything at all. So I could have, that one looks almost like a rectangle. Let me do one that's a little bit more obviously not a rectangle. So this could be like a quadrilateral, for example. And the angles in a quadrilateral will always add up to 360 degrees. Always, always, always. So in this question, find the measure of the unknown angle. I want to add up all four of my angles and they should add up to 360. So I would add this x plus 56 plus 95 plus 98, and I would say that that equals 360. Then I'd figure out, well, what's 56, 95, and 98 when you add them together? These are all like terms. So you get 249 when you add these together, and this is what x is equal to. Now, to get that x alone, I have to get rid of this plus 249. So the opposite of adding 249 is subtracting 249. But whatever I do to one side of my equation, I also do to the other side of my equation. So x is going to equal whatever 360 minus 249 is, which is 111 degrees. So that means that angle x is 111 degrees. Now, if you just want to do 360 minus 249, as long as it doesn't say use an equation to solve this, I'm totally fine with that. That is 111 degrees. Okay, in this next question, it says, take a look at parallelogram ABCD. What can we conclude about the angles in a parallelogram? So first of all, what makes it a parallelogram is that side BC is parallel to side AD, and side AB is parallel to side CD. Now, watch this. Side length and this side length are parallel to each other. I'm just going to extend them a little bit. And if you notice, this is like the transversal. So if I were to look at angle B and angle A, if you see right here, angle B and angle A are co-interior angles. They make the C pattern. And since they make the C pattern, then angle A, the measure of angle A, plus the measure of angle B, since they are co-interior, they're supplementary. So they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, and then if I were to look over here, now here I have parallel lines and these are being cut by a transversal here. So if you notice, this angle and this angle also make the C pattern. So those are also co-interior angles. So the measure of angle A and the measure of angle D also add up to 180. So if you notice right here, all the angles that are next to each other are supplementary, okay? But because they are supplementary, since this angle and this angle add up to 180, this angle and this angle also add up to 180, then angle B and angle D have to be equal to each other. So opposite angles are congruent. And remember, congruent means that they are equal. So for example, angle B would be congruent to angle D, and angle A would be congruent to angle C. So let's use that information to find the missing angles shown right here. So remember, opposite angles are congruent to each other. So if angle U is 80 degrees, then angle S is 80 degrees. So we can say that the measure of angle S, sorry, that should say 80 is equal to 80 degrees. And then here, because angle T and angle U add up to 180, then I can say T plus U equals 180. And since U is 80, and then I can subtract 80 from both sides, and I would get T equals 100 degrees. So the measure of angle T is equal to 100 degrees. Now, again, if you prefer to just do 180 minus 80 to get angle T, I'm totally okay with that. Okay, and now because angle V is opposite angle T, angle V has to be the same as angle T, so we can say measure of angle V is also equal to 100 degrees. All right. All right, in our last question, it says determine the missing angle below, and it's asking us to find the measure of angle SQP. So I'm going to follow angle SQP. So I'm going to start at S, I'm going to go to Q, and then I'm going to go to P. By following or tracing that angle, that tells me that this is the angle I'm trying to figure out. Oh boy, this looks kind of crazy. Let's see if we can figure out some of these things here. So I'm going to call this angle right here, I'm going to call this angle 1. And we know that the measure of angle 1 is also 113 degrees because these are opposite angles. Fantastic. So how is that going to help me? Let's think about this a little bit more. If you see here, because it is a parallelogram, and I guess I should have specified that this is a parallelogram, that is being cut by a transversal right here. If you notice, this angle over here is 22 degrees, and I have the Z pattern. I have alternate interior angles. So see here, this is alternate interior to this angle, which means that angle 2 is equal to 22 degrees. Okay, amazing. So how do I use all of this information? Well, lastly, I see here that I have a triangle, and I'm going to redraw this triangle out just so I can only focus on the triangle. Sometimes it's easier to just draw out what you're dealing with to make your life a little bit easier here. So I know this is 113, I know this is 22, and then this is what I'm trying to figure out. So I could create an equation and say, we'll call this x. So x plus 22 plus 113 would equal 180. Add these two together, you get x plus 135 equals 180. Subtract the 135 from both sides, and you get 45. So x is equal to 45 degrees. So angle SQP is equal to 45 degrees. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in class. Thanks. Bye.